Hey everybody, I wanted to go over the workout today. That way we know, just give you a little more insight on some of the stuff that I'm putting out there. So I'm gonna go over the spinal hygiene routine. So there's 5 moves to that. The first one is spinal rolls, okay? So we're gonna start basically segmenting that spine from the top all the way down. So slight bend in the knees, nice and balanced. We're gonna start at the chin. We're gonna tuck that chin, around the shoulders, around that upper back, mid back, low back, and all the way till we're all the way down. Then we're gonna lead up with that chin, collarbones, sternum, belly button, and hips. Okay, so at the start, go nice and slow, and then as we get the hang of that move, we're gonna speed it up a little bit. The goal is to create more range of motion through that 5 minutes, non-stop movement on that. So start nice and slow, then you can pick it up. The second one is RDLs. We're gonna have hands on the hips. The key on this is to maintain a flat, that natural curve in our low back. We don't wanna round at all. If there's rounding, stop, you're going too low. So the key again on this one is to get more range of motion as we're going. So hands on the hips to start. Okay, I'm gonna think of reaching the hips back and up towards the sky. The hands are crawling down the legs as far as you can without rounding, right back up. So you can increase the speed as you're going. Start nice and slow. You can increase the range of motion. You can even add a little bit of violent stops at the bottom. So this is how it would look at the start. And then as you get going, you can get a little bit more speed. And then you can add stops to that if your hammers are feeling up to it. The third one is we're going to do lateral flexion. So hands behind the back. We're going to try and touch opposite leg. Pause right back up at the center. As you're going, you're trying to create more range of motion. Trying to reach a little bit further. Make sure you're not rounding or rotating on that one. You're trying to keep back on that a little bit. Okay, the fourth one is rotations. Feet about hip width apart. Okay, we're going to lead with the eyes, lead with the chin on this. We're going to turn, assist with the arms, see how far we can get. Reset back in the center. You go too fast, you'll start getting dizzy. And think whichever direction I'm turning towards. So if I'm going to my left, I'm going to squeeze my right glute. That'll help me get a little bit further. And then the last one is Superman's 5 minutes. So we want to make sure arms locked out, legs locked out. Okay, so I want hands as close to the head as we can. Okay, and I want the toes, if you see the toes like this, not like this. Okay, so I want the neck as low to the ground as possible, so grab like a towel or something to rest on there. So we're gonna lift opposite arm, opposite leg. No head movement, no body movement. Breathe in through the nose, okay? We're going for 5 minutes straight on that. So for all these moves, the key is non-stop movement the entire time. Don't take any breaks. You can take breaks in between the routine, but the goal is 25 minutes straight movement. Okay, you should get a good sweat out of this. If you're not sweating, you can probably pick up that pace a little bit, and you're probably taking too many breaks. The other thing we're gonna do for the workout, altitude lunges. Okay, what I'm looking for is I wanna make sure that foot is not crashing in when I land, knees not crashing in. So I'm gonna lift, drop, just like that. On a nice little pause, boom, making sure that once again that foot's not crashing in, so heel's slightly elevated. So here's a side view. We're gonna go 100 each leg on that. Make sure we have a nice solid pause. Altitude push-up, this gets a little trickier. You might need like a couch cushion or pillows to kind of absorb the fall a little bit. So basically you're gonna start on your knees and you're basically gonna fall, land in the push-up position. For those of you that are more advanced, you'll be fine on the ground. I would recommend a padded surface. I've got a padded surface. So it's gonna drop, just like that. You wanna feel that tension between the shoulder blades and making sure you're stopping yourself. Basically the whole body is gonna contract to make sure you don't hit the ground. Like I said, if you're warming up to this, grab a couple pillows. You can do this up against like a couch or something a little elevated. Something to kind of impact the fall. Obviously, we don't want to hurt the wrists or anything like that. So make sure you're using the appropriate stuff to make sure you're not getting hurt. Let me know what you think of the workout. Enjoy.